Today, my brother, my sister, we're talking about a great man. The father of Paul Boateng. How many of us remember Paul Boateng? How many of us remember Paul Boateng? My brother, my sister. Paul Boateng, my brother, my sister, is the British Ghanaian man who, my brother, my sister, rose in the political system of the UK to becoming a member of parliament for Brent South, a British Labour politician. Today we are talking about his father. Photos are going to be flowing very soon. Father and son. Now, my brother, my sister, Paul Boateng, also known as Baron Boateng, it is his father we are talking about today. My brother, my sister, Kwaku Boateng. Kwaku Boateng was born somewhere in 1925 or early 1926. The date is not so clear. And he was born to a man by name of Penyin Echampong. His mother was simply called Enima Echampong of Old Tafu in Achim Ebuakwa in the Gold Coast at the time. My brother, my sister, he started schooling at the Old Tafu Primary School and continued at the Begro Senior School for his middle school education. And then, when he completed, he entered in Fancy Pim School right there in Cape Coast. In 1941, he was right at Mfansipim School in Cape Coast. 3 years later, he was transferred to the Presbyterian Secondary School at Odumasi Krobo. We all know that that was where, my brother, my sister, the Presby School was until it was moved to Accra. So this is Paul Boateng. Paul Boateng is a son of the man we are talking about today, Kwaku Boateng. My brother, my sister. And I'm going to link the two of them very soon. Now listen to this interesting thing. When he finished school at the Presbyterian Secondary School, he continued to Fura Bay College in Sierra Leone, Freetown to be specific, in 1948. And remember, my brother, my sister, at the time, a lot of people from this country went there to educate themselves. But he left a year later in 1949 when he had the opportunity to go to the King's College, London University, right there in London. He stayed there for 6 years. He entered in 1949, graduated in 1954, that's 5 years, but he stayed another year in England, making it 6 in all, after obtaining his Bachelor of Laws degree. He was called to the English bar in 1955. That was his 6th year. After a quick dash to Ghana, he returned to the UK and he was called to the English bar at Gray's Inn, same year in 1955. My brother, my sister, after which he was called to the Ghana bar later that same year in 1955. Subsequently, he entered La Chambers as a junior practitioner. He stayed 6 years in all in the UK, and he returned to this beautiful country to practice at a chambers called La Chambers. A year later, in 1956, he started his own law practice and remained in private practice until December of the same year, 1956, when he was elected Member of Parliament for the Old Tafu constituency. He was a strong member of the CPP. My brother, my sister, a strong member of the CPP, and Kwame Nkrumah loved him. My brother, my sister, he became the MP for all Tafu constituency, for the Tafu constituency. And he worked very hard to see his constituency develop and the whole of Ghana develop. My brother, my sister, under Kwame Nkrumah, he served in various capacities in the Nkrumah government. He was the Minister of Information. And in 1961, he became the Interior Minister of Ghana. Then he became the Education Minister under Kwame Nkrumah from May 1964 until Nkrumah was overthrown. One of his wonderful achievements would include this. Whilst he was the Education Minister, my brother, my sister, you know what happened? Nkrumah asked him to initiate what later got to be known as the Bible Society of Ghana. My brother, my sister, the Bible Society of Ghana. At the time, it was called the Bible House, headquarters of the Bible Society of Ghana, on behalf of Kwame Nkrumah. This was in 1965. Nkrumah himself wanted to be a priest, and he worked very hard for that. Even though he never was able to become one, he supported anything religion, especially Christian. Today, when you see the Bible Society of Ghana, remember that it was a brainchild of Kwame Nkrumah and this wonderful man we're talking about today, Kwaku Boateng. In 1966, after the coup d'etat, our hero decided not to return to Ghana. The National Liberation Council knew how close he was to Kwame Nkrumah, so they were looking for his blood. He and other members of the CPP government went into exile. He went to the United Kingdom with his family, the same country he had schooled in. And, my brother, my sister, that was where he raised his children, including Paul Boateng, whose photograph you saw a few seconds ago. This is Paul Boateng. He rose to become a British Labour politician and became a member of Parliament for Brent South. Was Mrs. Eleanor Boateng, who was a white woman. She was Scottish. Eleanor Boateng. Eleanor is spelled Eleanor. Eleanor Boateng, Mrs. Eleanor Boateng. She was Scottish. That is why Paul Boateng is mixed blood. He also had other children who became the brothers of Paul Boateng. Andrew Boateng, who lives in New York. Francis Boateng, he's a lieutenant of the Los Angeles Police Department in the Commercial Crimes Division. And in the early 1950s, Kwaku Boateng had an affair with a young woman, bearing him a son in the early 1950s. And the son is Isaac Boateng. Kwaku Boateng and J.B. Dankwa were related by marriage. J.B. Dankwa married from the family of Kwaku Boateng. Today, my brother, my sister, I have the singular opportunity, yes, the wonderful opportunity to be talking about this wonderful son of the land. He stayed true to Ghana till the end. In fact, he died in South Africa on the 1st of May in 2006 at his son Paul Boateng's home in Cape Town, South Africa, during Paul's stint as High Commissioner to South Africa. That was where he died. Everybody knows Paul Boateng in Ghana. Today, we are not talking about Paul Boateng. We're talking about his father. Paul Boateng's mother was Scottish, and she was called Mrs. Eleanor Boateng. Today, my brother, my sister, we are shining light on one of the great sons of our land. Kwaku Boateng. Kwaku. Why be? Damn the fadue, oh, Kwaku, why be? Unyaminko, what? Unyaminko, Yaminfa Crancy. In the burden of knowledge, I ask you, now that you know the story of Kwaku Boateng, veteran Ghanaian politician and a barrister at law, father of Paul Boateng, what would you do? Biana ni ole mini obafe yanzunda kagane mezaka yine ya pabango bokaya nfifia ye nyanuka na wobana enwe be den lele anjanse abe kunne lele anjimansinga aberi. It's been the African history class, and my name, Blakk Rasta.